Hello. So tonight it's the fifth round of the FA Cup at Molineux. Liverpool come to Molineux to take on Wolves, and it's just a few days ago that we caused a bit of an upset in the Premier when we beat the defending champions 2-1. Um, so first of all, Jacko, what do you think? What changes do you think the manager's going to make to the starting 11 from Tuesday night?
Um, I think he'll bring Sarr back in. In fact, is Sarr injured? I heard a rumour
He's got a sore ankle.
sore ankle.
I heard on BBC WM yesterday.
Oh,
He's got a
okay.
sore ankle, so he's expected to be rested. And
Rested.
Johnson's been playing in the FA Cup.
Johnson,
anyway.
yeah, probably Johnson. Then when it's in there's every chance he'll bring. I can never get another player. I can never pronounce his name correctly. Mascara. I think he'll bring him in. And yeah. So I mean,
what about Hugo? What about Hugo Bueno for Wolf at left back?
Yeah. I've always liked him as a player. Anyway, he's quite good when he gets when he goes forward or anything. Rodrigo Gomez. I mean, I'm not quite. I'm wondering if he'll bring him from the start. To be honest, but he's ended up being quite an impact player because you remember when we went to the City Ground and watched them against Notts Forest. It's probably one of the worst games I've ever seen Rodrigo Gomez play. He just wasn't very good. Yeah, and he started from there. But it just seems to be a really good impact player at the moment. So, perhaps Edwards will keep the same 11. I don't think he will, but if he kept the same 11 and see where we go from there, Liverpool.
But there's one enforced change, isn't there? Because Andre, who started on Tuesday and he scored his first goal for Wolves, he's suspended because he got booked against Grimsby and against Shrewsbury, so he's banned. So that's an enforced change. Do you think he'll play Bellegarde because that's midfield, isn't it? And we're not exactly stacked with midfielders at the moment, are we?
Yeah, I mean, perhaps he might be apprehensive playing with Bellegarde. I mean, he was the one who gave that absolutely suicide pass.
He just did some good work before that, and then he spoiled it with that pass that didn't reach the centre half.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Bellegarde's improved this this season. If you ask me, he's not been too bad of a player. And a few games I've watched, excuse me, a few games I've watched this season. He's also got some pace on him too. He's got some good pace.
Energy as well.
And he's got he's always attacking energy. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it's no doubt, Liverpool are either going to come tonight quite wary, and that's where we can attack them. And
but they started with a strong team the other night, though, didn't they?
Yeah, they started with a strong team, so they're either going to come a bit wary, and we'll be able to counter that, or they're going to think, right, we're coming at you, and they'll attack us from the outset, and they'll go for it, and make a potentially hammer us tonight. But
I don't know, because another thing about Liverpool is that in a few days' time, well, early next week, they've got the midweek next week, they've got the Champions League game against Olympiacos.
Yeah.
So they've kind of. I'm not sympathising with them at all because I'm a Wolves fan. I want Wolves to win, but they've kind of got to be clever, haven't they? Because they can't afford to, knacker themselves out. But at the same time, this is arguably their best chance of silverware because they're not going to win the Premier. The Champions League, that's always a tough one. That is.
Yeah.
And so this is their best chance of silverware, but it's our best chance. If we lose this, then our season's done. Although we've still got an outside chance if we can put together a remarkable, absolutely amazing run. But we need to win this, don't we?
Yeah, we do. And it's like the journalist said, Ryan Lester. That's all what us Wolves fans want. We know we're relegated, but like any fan, they want the team to go out there and perform. At the end of the day, they're all paid big money, but we want to see them perform, and that's just not what we've done all season. However, in the last few games, we've shown signs of, by the Forest game, of course, but we've shown signs of improvement. I personally don't think that's down to Edwards. I think that's down to his number 2 or 3, whatever his name is, who's come in. I think it's down to him a bit more.
It's Rui Silva or something like
that? Yeah, something like that. But he was here in the Nuno days, wasn't he? But I don't think it's down to Edwards, if you ask me. It's more so down to potentially him. I mean, look at
but the manager's responsible for his backing team, isn't he? And the thing is, like when we lose, the manager gets the flack. So when we win, it'd be unfair to say he gets no credit, because I say when we lose, he gets the flack, and he's the one who'll ultimately bite the bullet. So when we win, he's got to get some credit, hasn't he?
Yeah, and I suppose in a way it's wrong with me, like I'd say not to, but he's got to have some credit. You're absolutely right there, but I just don't think it's solely on him. I really don't.
No, it's not solely because he's not on the pitch.
It's well, yeah, he's the one who's managing the team, like, do you know what I mean? But he's we know he's got that charisma. He's a friendly chap around, and like he's trying to get his best. But one of the two last games, which has been a noticeable, huge difference, is Jackson Chua. He's been an absolute flop all season, but the last few games he's really shown out. And I know, like when he, I can't remember who it was, but he wasn't having the best of games again. And I always remember what's his name, Armstrong, passing a head to him, and he just weren't running forward for it. And he got to the last third, and all of a sudden he pulls it back, and then he brings it back to the midfield, who in turn took it back to the goalkeeper. And with the pace, he's got as much pace as the Traore, so why not go for him? Like, do you know what I mean? And to be fair, to Chua,
it's no point in having it if you're not going to use it.
Exactly. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Chua's put some really good balls in when he's crossed up. You know what I mean? He's not been rubbish. Yeah, a few good balls have gone astray, but that's like every player. But he's put some real good balls in, and I personally think if he can whip that in, Talou, he'll bang them in all day. He's a big, strong player. Talou is. He's had a couple of bad games. I know Talou is, but I'd say he's a strong player.
He made a big difference when he came on that night. Adam Armstrong had a good game.
Yeah,
he's a different type of player. Because he was up against Van Dijk. Our players were not too tall, apart from the centre halves.
Yeah.
But when Talou came on, he gave Virgil van Dijk a bit of a challenge, didn't he? He held up the ball well, gave time for reinforcements to catch up. And it was when somebody, I think it was Chachu, who played a long ball up to him when he held it up and then laid up a great pass for Rodrigo Gomez, who ran through and scored, didn't he? So Talou did make a difference. So might the manager play the two of them? I don't know. But we'll see.
But it reminded me, like when we played Forest at the City Ground. Sarr kept putting the long ball up to him, and almost every time Talou had about a good 4 or 5 Liverpool players around him, and as big and as strong as he is, he ain't going to be able to fend off all that. But as you quite rightly state, like against the Liverpool the other night, he was good. Even the two, like he was able to chest it down and then lay it off to Rodrigo Gomez, and that's exactly what we need. And surprisingly, I've not rated Joe Gomez most this season. However, apparently he had an absolutely outstanding game against Liverpool on Tuesday.
He was fantastic.
I mean? So, hopefully he'll turn it on and, well, he'll definitely start, won't he, Gomez? That's for sure.
Well, it's not just that, but it's the World Cup at the end of the season. I know Andre's not playing tonight, but these guys will want to get in the Brazilian squad, won't they, for the World Cup? Because there's never a guarantee where you're going to be in 4 years. There's never a guarantee of the future. Anything.
You know what?
They want to get in the Brazilian team, don't they, to the World Cup? Because it's not in the Americas as well. America, Mexico and Canada. So, they'll definitely want to get in.
Dropped in the last international game by Brazil.
Been dropped.
They want to. I absolutely agree with that. They'll want to make a difference, and I hope you're right, and I hope that's what they go for. But it's definitely been a marked improvement, Joe Gomez. That's for sure. I watched the extended highlights, and like everybody said, including that yourself, he stepped up to the challenge and he went for it. So good. But Hugo Bueno, I hope he's going to be in. I'm not sure about Wolf. I don't think he's an massively impact player, to be honest.
I rate Bueno higher.
Yeah, me too.
Wolf's a fine player. I remember him getting the 2 against Chelsea, but I think Bueno is more energetic and he contributes more. He's quicker.
I don't think Wolves Premier League standard. I think he's more Championship. And if and when we do get relegated, I think he's going to be.
Brighton were interested in him, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. But I still think he'll be all right for next season. But for tonight, I reckon, drop him, and Totti, I'm hoping gets it. He's in there. Totti Gomez. He's not as big as Toulouse, but he can hold the ball up, and he's a good, strong player too. And one of the, I'll tell you what, again, I slated him last season to a degree, but someone who's really stepped up this season is Santiago Bueno. He's been a decent player. He has.
Been pretty consistent, isn't he?
He has been consistent, and I'll tell you what's actually surprised me. I'm just wondering now whether him or Krajicek should be in that position. Bueno, I think Santiago Buena's at the moment just sort of pipping it to that bit more better, if you like.
Well, it'd be good if we could keep these guys in the summer. I haven't heard Santi Bueno being interviewed in English before, but I know Krejci can speak English, but those guys would be contenders for team captain or club captain, wouldn't they?
Yeah. So
I think it was like last season. I know we still got 8 league games left, and the season before, any momentum what we had, it was lost. So we were going into the summer in poor form, and then we continued this season and the last season in dreadful form. Because last season it was Gary O'Neill was manager at the start, wasn't he? And we had a dreadful start. And this season, when Edwards took over in November, we only had 2 points. So hopefully we can finish, even if we don't survive, because realistically, it's a mountain to climb, and it would be the greatest escape in the history of English football if we got out of this. But
nobody's ever done it.
End the season on a positive note, don't we?
Yeah.
Nobody's we got momentum going into next season.
That's exactly what it should. I mean, Tottenham went and lost yesterday again, didn't they? Was it 3-1 against Crystal Palace?
And Strand Larsen scored again, didn't
he? He scored again. It's it's all to play for. It's only what is it? How many points are we off now? Well, Tottenham, with there, is it? I can't remember how many points we're off now.
It might be about 14, somewhere about there, but to be corrected.
It's not too bad, and we've got a couple of games going up. But for me, the last few games, we've stepped up the mark, and for me, while with relegation now, still looking at likelihood, let's go out there now for the FA Cup. We've got nothing else, and then, as you quite rightly say, some of these players now want to get the place in the World Cup. So step up the mark. Let's go for it. You know what I mean?
The pressure's on Liverpool as well, isn't it?
The pressure's massively on Liverpool tonight. Absolutely massively. And if it doesn't show what the Wolves fans think of good performances, and then that win at the end, they went absolutely mental. You seen Edwards running down the line. Do you know what I mean? That's how much it means. So put the effort in and go for it.
We didn't have loads of chances, but we were in there. We competed, and I think we
defended very well
for the win.
Yeah, we've defended very well for the last few games, and even though
he had a great game as well. Everybody played really well that night, though, didn't they?
Yeah,
Mascara when he came on, it's in their faces. Everybody played well. Doc while he was on before he was subbed. Yeah, well, we had to be up for it against a team like Liverpool, because one slip, and it's the same for tonight. Every man's going to have to play his best.
Yeah, they will do. They absolutely will do.
And there's no doubt that the crowd will be raucous behind the lads.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's going to be that 12th man. Just hope that the referee's fair, because it's frustrating that the referees we get. I don't know if VAR is going to be available, because I think I'm not sure if it was the 5th round where VAR was going to become available. So it might be available.
Actually, that question is VAR really available tonight? Because I'm still not convinced.
I think it might come into play this round.
Interesting then.
I think.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay then.
Anyway, hoping for a win. Underdogs, but hoping for a win. What do you say, Jacko?
Yeah, same as Tuesday night, I'd say. If we keep up to it, same as Tuesday night. Let's give them a game and let's go for it. We'll see where we get from there.
You can visibly see the team has grown in confidence, because say about a couple of months ago when they were always on the back foot, we were always giving ground to the opposition. I know that Liverpool dominated possession, but you could see the players visibly, they've grown in stature, and they look like they deserve to be there. They look like they believe that they were equal to Liverpool, and the body language, it's obvious. I could see it.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why we can't win. And then Monday night away to Brentford, where former player Keith Andrews is manager, and Nathan Collins. But tonight we'll just focus on Liverpool. So it's up the wall. So we wrap it up there then, Jacko.
Say again, sorry.
We'll wrap up there.
We'll wrap it up there. Yeah, please leave the comments to down there, eh? And let's see. Come on, let's get it. And hopefully another video clip tomorrow with a win. Jubilant. Possibly me with a hangover if we do it.
Okay, well, you'll hear from me after the game.
That's great.
Yeah, bye for now.
See you now. Ta-ra.
Thanks for watching.